NOWi. I want to introduce my guest from Shirley's House of Hope, Julie.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes, thank you for having me here today.
So Julie,
Appreciate it.
I want to get right into it. What is Shirley's House of Hope?
Shirley's House of Hope is a Christian domestic abuse and drug addiction center, and we've been in Marshfield for 15 years.
Oh my gosh. So, can you tell me about the origin story? Like how did it start?
It started in 2007 when I found out from the Personal Development Center that 300 women a year were seeking services related to domestic violence in Marshfield, and I was appalled.
Mm-hmm.
And they had asked for help from the Christian community. And I am was a women's ministry leader at that time. And so that message came to me, and I reached out to the area churches. I knew a lot of the women ministry leaders and asked if they would like to partner with us and provide personal care gift bags for women coming out of domestic abuse situations. They had said that many women, when they come out, might have things, personal belongings for their children, but rarely do they bring anything for themselves. So 11 churches said that they would partner together and provide 300 combs, brushes, shampoo, everything you can think of.
That's wonderful.
So we met December, first Saturday in December 2007, and did a production line to put the bags together and had a potluck breakfast really together. And I had Marilyn Seidel Kramer come because she worked with PDC and share the needs. And then I said that I would pray for her. So I was praying for her, and God told me, He said, "You are doing more."
And PDC is?
The Personal Development Center,
Okay.
which at that time was worked alongside with the state shelter in Wisconsin Rapids for the county.
Wow. Wow. So you found a need and you found the drive and you organized everybody to help out. That
Yes. Well, Sue Poole was also at the event, and she said, "We're doing more." And through another friend, I found out she was very serious about that. So
mm-hmm.
we got together and prayed. And about March of 2008, we put a little ad in the paper, the News Herald, and said, "Anyone who wants to help us, come to the meeting." And about 20 people showed up. The next month, another 20 showed up. We said, "This is a go."
Nice. That is
So we
wonderful.
went from there.
That is wonderful. So we touched on kind of like Shirley's House of Hope, like what's the mission? But can you expand on it? Can you
Yeah.
tell the audience kind of
Yeah.
explain it better?
Equipping women through the love of Christ to rebuild, renew, and restore their lives from domestic abuse and addiction. We started out just with domestic abuse, but then we realized that women caught in abuse many times are using drugs to cope, or their abusers using drugs to control them. And then there are also mental health issues that contribute to that. It's really a three-legged stool.
Yeah.
So at Shirley's, we look to address all of those needs.
Oh, that is wonderful. I wish you would have met my mother. She was came out of two abusive relationships, two abusive marriages. She was yeah, she grew a lot from learning how to stand up on her own. And I wish she would have had people to help support her through it to make it an easier process for her.
That's what many women say, and that's why they so strongly support our efforts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And my mother was very much a believer in, you got to stand up for yourself and stand up for the people around you
Hmm.
and empower them to once the dust settles, then you turn back and go, you need to stand up for yourself too. Not everybody's going to be there. So the core programs you were talking about, the drug addiction, the and the
Abuse.
abuse.
Hmm.
Any other core programs or that's what you mainly focus on?
Those are our main focuses. That's what our mission statement is. And But of course, as the women come, many times they will just identify themselves as homeless.
Mhm.
And they don't even realize that they are caught in an abusive relationship because for them, that's normal. It's really all they've known. I had one woman coming to Shirley's House of Hope a few years ago, and I was helping her check in. And she was telling me that she had been living in the streets since she was 14 years old. And I said, "Oh my goodness, how horrific." She said, "Oh no." She said, "My home life was so abusive and so much drug addiction that it prepared me to live in the streets. It really wasn't much different." And it just broke my heart.
Yeah. Or that idea that living out in the streets is better than being in home. That's really that's really eye-opening.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
what I think not everybody realizes that even in Marshfield there's a population of homeless
Yes.
and people that are in need.
Mm-hmm.
So with that and with the nature of like grants and everything
Mm-hmm.
that's and how that has that changed your challenges?
No, no, because we started by going to churches and organizations like Kiwanis and Lions and anybody who would listen to us and asking people to give up a meal at McDonald's, once a month and donate that $20 to Shirley's House of Hope.
That's wonderful.
And thinking that really our expenses, because we did open with all volunteers, that it would cost us about $40 a day to operate. And of course, it has expanded to much more than that.
Mhm.
But it really has been grassroots with individuals, families, churches, businesses all pitching in. We don't really depend on any grants. We have received a few through the years, but one thing that's real unusual with Shirley's House of Hope is a nonprofit. It is our mass donors. It's the small donor that all their gifts add up to provide for these ladies.
That is wonderful. That just tells how much the community supports you and how much of a positive impact you're making in the community and the people around you because and as much as some people think it's not about the money, it's about the impact and the changing and improving of people's lives. That is the important part, you know, and that is wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. Um, so the healing, I call it the healing journey. Can you kind of tell me about someone comes in, they need the assistance. How do you help them determine that they're no longer that your services aren't needed?
Mm-hmm. Right. I'm a teacher by trade. So when ladies come through the door, I would really like them to hand me the curriculum and say, this is what I need to heal. But that doesn't happen. And so it's really through case management and counseling and just determining each woman's individual needs. We don't have, day one, you do this, day two, this. Some come in and they are detoxing.
Mm,
And so they might be sleeping in their room for a few weeks.
oh yeah.
And many times they're even, to say, very difficult to deal with because they're in a lot of pain and they're in a strange place. And so, first month or so can be difficult. Other women come in and they are strong in their faith. They have a lot of support from family and friends, and they're ready to come in and just start taking the classes day one and, soaking in all that is to be offered. So, of course, as soon as we can, we have the women start the classes that are being taught. at that time, we have 9 months of classes. There's taught in 3-month segments approximately.
Okay.
So there's like 3-month segments of classes that they take. And while they're there, we also have Bible studies. We start our day with devotions. Shirley's House of Hope is really founded on the power of Jesus Christ to heal these ladies, because we've had women there who've been in as many as 30 different shelters
Mm,
that have simply helped them get a job, get a car, get a place to live, and have them move on. And they're not breaking that cycle. And that's what makes Shirley's House of Hope very unique, is that we are there to end domestic violence and end drug addiction in these ladies' lives. So while they're there, they have to do a lot of hard work just facing really who they are, what they've done, and they need to learn to be comfortable in a healthy lifestyle and environment. And that's why the program is 9 months. Some are there for a year. And then in addition to that, we also provide transitional housing with continued support and services for up to 2 years. So research shows it can take up to 3 years for a woman to really break free from abuse and addiction. And of course, some women come and really don't win the battle and they decide to leave. Drugs are calling their name. I need you worse than anything else, or an abuser, and they might leave. But Shirley's House of Hope has an open door. And if they call and want to come back, we always receive them back and help them move further on their journey.
that's wonderful. That's really wonderful. And you touched on something that I feel is important. It's not about just providing the car, the
Right.
means of escape. It's also the doing that soul searching to
Mm-hmm.
help really work on why you do the things that you do.
Right.
Because unless you break the cycle, you'll
Mm-hmm.
continue on. And not because you want to, but because it's natural at that time for you. It's a
Right.
habit.
Yes.
It's comforting
Mm-hmm.
almost. As much as it's uncomfortable, it's still it feels
It feels right.
it feels right because that's what you've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the what's the thing that you think you need the most going into like 2026? Volunteers, donations. Uh,
I saw the question and I thought we really need it all.
yeah,
We've been really blessed lately to gain some good volunteers. We've also hired some new staff. And of course, we always need, we have gifts in kind that we need, and finances. It costs $130 a day to minister to the ladies, each one. And we're really looking at Shirley's House of Hope to build consistency, strong programming, with lots of training for our employees. And to do that, we need to keep our employees. Paying them minimum wage is really not, even these days, sustainable for someone who needs to provide for their living. So it's a goal of the board and myself to pay a decent salary.
yeah.
So that's really where we're working right now, and the financial gifts are greatly appreciated that are allowing us to move in that direction.
And with you being starting off grassroots and continuing, every little bit counts. $20, not having Starbucks coffee for,
Right.
twice a week
Mm-hmm.
can definitely help someone out.
Yes.
So we were talking about support, we were talking about community. Um, can you share a success story?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. I have
tell me.
many. I have many.
Tell me about
Um,
it.
a woman came to Shirley's House of Hope with her 7-year-old son. We'll call her Karen. And I was filling out the paperwork for admittance, and it was close to supper time. And so I said to Karen and her son, I said, let's go in the dining room and help get ready for supper. And so we went in there and I grabbed some silverware and I'm setting the table. And the Karen is standing way over here in one corner and her son is standing way over here. And they're looking at me like I'm from Mars.
Mhm.
And I said to the young man, 7-year-old, I said, hey, come on over here. I said, you're going to want to learn how to set a table and impress a young lady someday. And he looked at me and he said, I just eat in the truck. And it literally took us 2 or 3 months to get him to come and sit around the table and join the conversation. That was so foreign to him. And it was something that we implemented in the beginning, that at 5 o'clock, one of the ladies is responsible for making the meal. And then everybody sits down and shares that meal and shares what they're grateful for. And because that's just what we do, you know.
Right.
That has been a huge learning curve for many of the ladies and families coming into Shirley's House of Hope. That's how community is built. And of course, you have all these women who really don't understand healthy relationships, and we bring them all together. We've had as many as 17 there at a time. And who would put them all in the same house, you know? But God brings just the right people at the right time, and they learn just through having supper together every night how to connect with each other and build those relationships and deal with their differences.
And it
So,
builds a consistency and expectations out of life.
mhm.
They're like, okay, 5 o'clock, we come together, and it's something that they can not always look forward to, not every day, but it's something that
Yes,
they can look forward to.
yes, and
Because,
yep.
why would you want to sit? You don't always want to sit with someone with your family all the time, but dinner time, you sit down, you talk about the day.
Yes, yeah, it's huge. And to finish the story,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Karen went and completed the program. She ended up marrying a Christian man, and her son has now graduated from high school because it's been that many years. But her son was really suspicious of her and had just really negative thoughts about his mother from what his father had been telling him. And that just turned around completely. And they just have a beautiful relationship and beautiful family now.
That is wonderful. So that is so wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that, and that you have so many success stories. Because I'm sure there's more than just Karen. um, so we were talking about the collaborations that you partner
Mhm.
pretty much with everybody that can help with the mission, help with women and women. What
Right.
my mother coined it as women in transition.
Sure.
um, so what's the long term vision?
What's the long term vision?
We're talking like 5 years
Right.
or
Yeah.
more.
As a board, some of the desires we have, one is possibly open a bargain center for Shirley's House of Hope here in Marshfield, expand our emergency services
Hmm.
that we have. Really, the needs of someone coming in for emergency are different than someone who's looking to work the program. And so we're just before the Lord. He's the one who planted this vision, and we want Shirley's to become all that he intends for the women in need in Marshfield.
So I have a question that we didn't go over earlier. Do you have a contingency plan to ensure that these women and children are safe in case an abuser comes in the area?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, it's not an issue that we've had in the 15 years we've been open. Uh, we work with the police,
Okay.
and they have guaranteed us that if we call, they will be there within 2-3 minutes. We have security cameras up filming every bit of movement around the building on the outside. And we also have security lights that are up. And of
Wonderful.
course, the windows are locked, the doors are locked, and it just hasn't really been an issue. If there is someone who's driving around on the driveway there, which is a circular drive, uh, just kind of harassing the ladies, whatever. We called the police and they talked to them and they're gone.
Wonderful.
So it,
I'm
mhm,
glad that, that's there, because it adds that level of security and safety for anybody that would come like for
mhm,
your assistance.
right.
Mhm.
If you have
And
someone that's high risk, if we make sure everybody knows that. We've even had a time where we had a red button from the police installed, and then we just have to press that, and the police know to be there.
good.
So there's different levels of alertness depending upon who's in shelter.
And that's amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm glad to hear that. I really am. So we have about 6 more minutes. Is there anything you want to tell the community? You can
Well,
look at camera one and tell them about all about it.
well, the main thing I want to say is thank you very much for supporting Shirley's House of Hope. And you can go to our website, shirleyshouseofhope.org. And that's where you can see all the many ways that you can give to Shirley's House of Hope, whether it's gifts in kind or financial or fill out a volunteer application. Also, if you're someone who is considering services from Shirley's House of Hope, you can read the student handbook and call 715-486-9000 and talk with someone there at the program shelter for, fill out a contact sheet and then determine if you're a good fit for Shirley's House of Hope. We're always, most always have room. If we are full, we'll even ask the ladies to double up. So we make room for anyone who's ready for shelter. And so some of the things we really work on are forgiveness,
Mhm.
because like they say, living with unforgiveness is like feeding yourself poison and expecting the other person to die
Right, right.
type thing. So that's huge, and teaching ladies how to set boundaries. And we really want to, like you said, empower or equip women. When they're there, they have a lot of say on their program and what their needs are. And we really help them build a healthy community and support. So when they leave, they don't have to go back to their abuser or, their drug provider.
No, um, do you serve just the Marshfield area?
No, we have
Okay.
had people from around the nation because the services that we provide are unique, and we are on the National Domestic Violence Hotline.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah,
Are you part of the like 211 services also? So if
right.
someone calls that, they
Yeah.
can access through there
hmm
too.
Right. And we work with the Orenda Center, Mary's Place, the Hannah Center, St. Vincent de Paul. If a woman comes in needing services, then we see what their needs are and what might be the best fit and work together that way too. It's
That's
an awesome, awesome community. And my main job at Shirley's House of Hope has been raising funds. And it's just awesome to meet all the generous people in this community.
Is there anything I didn't hit on that you were hoping to talk about?
No, my main thing is I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the generous support that we have had here in Marshfield.
That is wonderful. I love Marshfield. So
Mhm.
I don't, I think this is it. All right. Any questions you have for me?
How did you find Shirley's House of Hope?
I
And
actually was looking through the nonprofits in the area,
hmm
and I've actually a couple of people I've had that have come for help.
hmm
We didn't, we the nonprofit that I founded, Honeysuckle Bush, we didn't have the ability to help them, so we contacted Shirley's House of Hope to get them the
yeah.
some
hmm
assistance,
hmm
because it. what we were talking about, that communication, that collaboration.
Yes.
We're not an island.
No.
We're a community.
Mm-hmm.
We all have our our niches and our talents, and we all can
Work together.
work together for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I could share that we have two major fundraisers each year,
Oh,
and one is coming up right away, November 6th, in a few days. It's our 17th annual Iron Chef, and we have 4 chefs that are competing for awards. They will be given a meat, and they don't know what it is, and then they get 30 minutes to prepare it and give it to the judges. And then they also bring appetizers, and guests get to sample the appetizers, vote on their favorite, and at the end of the evening, that chef gets the People's Choice Award. So it's very
who's the judges?
exciting. Ah, I know Natasha Tompkins is, and
Okay.
Everett Miller,
Hmm.
and I can't think of the third one. I should have come with that. Our other fundraising event is Run for Hope, and that's the 4th Saturday in April at Wildwood. And that is a run walk event, 1 mile or 3 miles. And it's a real family event, and people find people to sponsor them. So we
Wonderful.
raise about 50,000 from that event and 100,000 from our Iron Chef. So they are major, major financial supporters for us.
That is awesome. Okay, I think that's it. All right.
Thank you so much, Charles.
Thank you
Really
so much
appreciate
for
it.
coming. I appreciate it.